Jai Hanuman friends, welcome everyone. We are in the series of enlightenment through dreams. I think last week we have done the enlightenment through kids. While we are raising our kids, how can we enlighten ourselves, or how can we learn to be more spiritual? We have talked about that in our last series. And in this series, we are, elaborating on our dreams. So today's session, it's going to be on Sharanagati, complete surrenderance to the Lord. So when you are in Sharanagati, is it really possible for us to, get dreams like as if we are in Sharanagati? So this is what we are going to talk about. And when we are awake, we take this spiritual journey, and especially when it comes to dreams, we are learning so much through our dreams project, whether it is our karmic bondage, or it is any kind of blocks we are having, any kind of fears, any kind of pleasures. So all these, to some extent, they are taken care of in our dreams. So before we get into even Sharanagati or dreams, we are going to learn a little bit about, the stages in our sleep. So the first stage is, when you are completely awake and you are doing all the activities, with your mind, intellect, and your senses. So that is when you're awake. So even while you are asleep, when your body is resting, the mind is still active, and the mind brings out all the different states in our soul, whatever pleasures we are having, or any kind of unhappiness, or any kind of fears, blocks. So all those, they come into superficial state in the sleep. So that is called the dream stage. So in dreams, we come across all this, and we experience lot of fears. Sometimes we wake up with fear, we cry. So all these emotions we go through in the dreams. So that is one stage. The second stage is called sushupti. That means it's a deep sleep stage. We have talked about this earlier too. Sometimes when we wake up from sleep, we feel very refreshed and very happy, and we say, oh, today I slept so well, I feel so happy and refreshed. So when does that happen? This is beyond the dream state. That is when the soul within the body, when that soul goes and rests with the Paramatma inside, when the soul and the God, when they are together, the soul experiences that happiness. When the soul experiences that happiness, when he is awake and when he comes out of the deep sleep state, you feel that refreshment of that happiness. So that is the second stage. And the third stage is called Turiya. Turiya means it's like a transcendental state. You are in completely in conscious state. Like there is no thinking, there is no decision making, or there is no judgment or anything. You are in a complete trance, and you are in a complete surrenderance to the universe. So that is another state. Today we are going to talk about the dreams. Before we talk about the dreams and how we can, I'm gonna I'm gonna share an experience. I'm gonna share a dream, and I want you to experience the process of Sharanagati in the dream. Before that, we are gonna learn a little bit about Sharanagati. This we have learned, Goda Devi in Tirupavai. She has taught us how to do Sharanagati and how to be in Sharanagati. So, what is this Sharanagati? Sharanagati means it's a complete, complete surrenderance to the God. When I say complete, what does it mean? It means like unconditional, Usually, when whoever is in complete Sharanagati with the Lord, they do not have any kind of desires, they do not have any kind of questions, they do not have, they don't go to the Lord with, you give me this or you give me that. What they believe is the Paramatma is within us. So he knows what we want, what we don't want, and he is a better, he is the best, I can say. He is the best decision maker for us. Even we do not know what we want exactly. So when they are in that state of mind, they don't have anything to ask to the Lord. They just, they just give up everything to the Lord and they just stay in that conscious state. So that is what is Sharanagati. So, in Vedas, our acharyas say that this Sharanagati is being described in the Vedic literature, but it's very difficult for us to, grasp that knowledge. So, for all of us, Ramanujacharya has derived, the essence of Sharanagati, and he has put in a prabandham called Sharanagati Gadyam, in which he gives the complete description of how one can be in this state of Sharanagati. So why do you do Sharanagati? What is the purpose of this Sharanagati? Means if anybody has a desire to get rid of, all this karmic bondage. So one who has a desire to get rid of this karmic bondage, they are called as mumukshu. That is the, I think, that desire they can have. There is nothing wrong in having a desire to get rid of karmic bondage, because every soul needs to get back to the, that parabrahma tattvam. So that is the state of, moksham. So a mumukshu is one who has the desire for this state. The best way to get into this, state of moksha or a way to moksha is Sharanagati in this, current life. Like, especially in Kali Yuga, Sharanagati is the best way to reach Lord. It is the way to moksha. So that is that is the reason they have, given the path of Sharanagati to whoever is interested. So what does this Sharanagati include? Goda Devi has taught us, whenever we are in the complete surrenderance with the Lord, the first thing what we need to do is, whenever you have a conversation with him, either through mind or when you're doing aradhana, always tell him that, your faults. Always show him what you're bad at and tell him you are the home for all the, all the bad things that happen around. Tell him that you are the epitome of these faults, and we need to agree to that. So to agree that we are the epitome for all the faults, if you have the ego, when you think you are the greatest, when you think you do everything with your own effort, everything is happening with your own effort, and you are the doer, that is what is called ego. So when you have ego, it, even in front of God also, it is very difficult for us to accept that, we are the fault makers. But in when someone is in this complete surrenderance, they do this. They go and tell the Lord, I am the epitome of all the negative things. I don't even have the count for all the bad things what I have done. So if you see everybody, I will be, in the first place. uh, I will be ranked on the top. And if you look for any good qualities, I will be the least one. That's what they go and tell the Lord, because they know how much of, bad deeds they have done. So when they express, this is the first thing they need to go to the Lord and express. That is the first step in Sharanagati. And the second is This Goda Devi has taught us. What she has taught is, when you approach him, especially, when you are in the process, or when you have the desire to get that moksham, she shows us. What does she show? When they approach the Lord, he asks them, oh, what have you done to come and see me? What do you guys want? And what have you done from yourself to achieve this or to get something from me? When he asks us that, so you may get a question, how does he ask us all these? So these things happens through tests. He tests us, every time we go deeper and deeper. He tests us. How is our thinking process? And when we are in this surrenderance, it's mostly our mental state. How is our bhavana? How are our thoughts? What are we thinking? Are we completely giving up to him? So he tests us all this, and he gives, he puts us in a state where we can show like our real soul state. So that's what he tests. So when he asks, or when you come across these tests, you should be always aware that you tell him, I have done nothing to achieve you. You are my tool, and you are the process. I don't have to do anything, and I cannot do anything. So we have to tell him and our inability to do anything. That is the first thing. And the second thing is, we have talked in the fifth pastram in Tirupavai. She tells one should have a pure mind, parishuddhamaina manasu. She talks about this. So what does this mean when you say pure mind? Means when you are in surrenderance to the Lord, you have to be, in surrenderance only to him, only and only to him. This we can learn in Gajendra Moksham. In Gajendra Moksham, the Gajendra, first he calls everybody, all the devatas and everybody, and nobody comes to his rescue. When nobody comes to his rescue, he calls upon the Lord, who is responsible for this creation of this entire universe, who is the king for this entire universe. I am calling upon you. You please come and save me. When he says that, you are the only savior for me, then Lord Narayana comes to save him. So that's what he sees. Do you have a pure mind where you are only in surrenderance only to me? So how do we know this, that we should be in only in surrenderance to the Lord? Mean in Bhagavad Gita, in the 8th chapter, in the Charama Shlokam, he tells, he, gives us clear instructions about how to be in surrenderance. The shloka goes like this, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tva sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma shuchaha. Means Sarvadharman parityajya means it doesn't mean you have to give up all the things what you have to do. No, here what it means is, be in the righteousness and give away the fruit. Whatever action you do, you give that fruit to me. Sarvadharman parityajya ma mekam sharanam raja. Ma mekam means you should be in surrenderance only to me. Sometimes when we have desires, usually we see this, we go to many number of gods for desires. Oh, this, this devata gives me this, so I'm going to go to him or go to her and ask for this. And when we want something else, we go to a different devata and ask for something else. So that is not called surrenderance. That is, you are praying them for desires. That is not surrenderance. When you are in complete surrenderance, you are bound to only one divine form. You do not wander between different forms. Only one divine form you are bound to, and it is an unconditional love you have towards him. So Ramanujacharya has given a process how to do this Sharanagati, and before even Ramanujacharya, even Goda Devi also has shown us in Tirupavai how to do this Sharanagati. So she talks about whoever has this desire to attain moksha, they need to first go to an acharya, go to an acharya. Then the acharya introduces us to Lakshmi Devi, who is the Shri, a part of Shriman Narayana. So, what does the Shri do? What she does is, Shri means Shravanam. So when I say Shravanam, what does she do? That means she listens to us, and then she makes the Lord also listen to her. So there is two type of listening involved in this. So when we tell her, our whatever our state of mind, instead of going directly to the god, what they say is he is a dictator, he is the king for entire universe. Sometimes it is not very safe for us to go to him directly. There is a chance when he sees all our negative qualities, there is a chance he may punish us. So instead of to avoid that harsh punishment, it is always better for us to go to the mother, before we go to our father. So when we go to the mother listens to us, and then she explains to the Lord. So here we may get a question. So why does the Lord listen to the mother? Why doesn't he listen to us, and why does he listen to her? Means she is the epitome of Sharanagati. She is always in Sharanagati. She is in complete surrenderance to the Lord. That's why he listens to her. So when we are also in complete surrenderance to him, he will also listen to us. Then you can talk to him. Then you can have a conversation with him. Then you can approach him. So until then, you have to be in. You have to approach him through the mother. So this way, they have shown a path for surrenderance. So, okay, we do not have any desire for moksha. Not everybody desires for moksha. They just want to live this life happily. So even then, even to lead this life happily, you can do Sharanagati. So for this, you need to be in complete surrenderance. When you are in complete Sharanagati, in the beginning stages, you may have desires, you may keep on asking, the mother or the father, give me this, give me that, give me good health, give me wealth, make my kids like this, or anything, any kind of desire, give me a job or anything. Usually our spiritual journey itself starts with these desires. But over the time, over the time, when you fall in love with him, that is called the bhakti. Actually, bhakti does not mean, going to temple or offering him flowers or, offering him something. No, bhakti means pure love for him. You do everything for him. Whatever you do, your everyday activity, every activity belongs to him. That is called as bhakti. So when you are in complete love with him, you do everything, whatever you do, that is for him only. And whenever you do this, you do not expect any kind of result from that. You just do it because you have to do it. And when you are in this state, when you do this kind of action without expecting anything, that is what is called as Sharanagati. So when you keep on doing this, this entire process, whether you are in the state of asking for desires, or whether you're in the state of going through any kind of difficulties, whether you are in the state of going through any kind of challenges, or you have come into the state of Sharanagati, dreams are a great way for us to connect to our inner self. You know, once we start to be in awareness and once we start to do things, do actions in awareness, that's when, before that also, we may get dreams, but we may not recognize what that kind of dream is that. So, especially when we are in awareness, the dreams form a greater bridge for us to learn. We, in the beginning stages, you may have lot of blocks, fears. Sometimes you fall into the water, or you're walking on a log and suddenly you fall into the water. Or most of us, we have blocks for these toilets, urination, or mud. Sometimes we do not feel even being very dirty, being very shabby. So those are all different types of blocks. But when you understand the universe, when you understand the universal law, when you understand the nature, this is all a cycle. The whatever the food we are eating, it comes from the soil. So we take that food, we digest the food, and the undigested food goes back into the soil again. And that undigested food, when it goes back into the soil, that becomes food for the plants or trees, and those give the fruits or food for us. So it's when you understand how the nature works, slowly you will come out of these blocks. Slowly you will come out of these fears. Most of us, we have fears for snakes. So when you understand the universal love, universal nature, when you understand animals, slowly we get rid of this, fear for snakes. We see all these in dreams. In the same way, we also go through this state of Sharanagati in our dreams. So today, I want you to experience a dream. In this, I'm gonna, like I'm gonna narrate this dream. So whenever I say, I came out of that room or I started walking, imagine yourself in that, and imagine, get into that mode of the dream. Whatever we are experiencing in the dream, I want you to experience that and see. And later, maybe you can explain me, how did that dream go? What are the different states of Sharanagati we have seen? Letting go of the ego. And we have many times talked about how the knowledge can lead us to detachment. Detachment means vairagyamu, means we ragamu. So detachment, it's when I say detachment, it does not mean not doing things. You do things, but you do not get attached to it. So that is called as detachment. And detachment with your family, or detachment with pleasures, or detachment with kids, detachment with anything, with ego. So in this dream, we are going to go through the dream together, and we'll see how many types of detachments or surrenderance we are seeing in this dream. So I want everybody to close your eyes. When I say I, or whenever I talk, I came out of the room or anything, imagine yourself, okay, in the dream. So I'm inside a, house. That's a beautiful house, and I am accompanied with all my dearest cousins. And we are having a very good time, laughing, sharing jokes. It was a beautiful evening, and I spent like a really enjoyable time with them. After I spent a good amount of time, I walked out of the house all alone. When I walked out of the house, I noticed it was all very dark and it was midnight. I looked all around There was nobody around. And in that pure air and that fresh air, I just started peacefully walking all alone in the dark night. When I started walking, I noticed suddenly, I had a leash in my hand and my pet was walking next to me. He was with me, walking along with me. And then we both of us walked together. And then I noticed, this is all happening in a very trance state. There is no reaction, nothing. I'm just observing what is going on. That's it. So the next moment, what I noticed was I'm walking with my older son. He was walking along with me in that dark night. After a little bit of the walk, I noticed my older son is not there anymore and I'm walking with my younger son. He is accompanied with me right now and he is walking with me and I'm walking with him. And then I noticed a auto. In India we call auto, right? Sharing auto, where people, different people get into that, they get down in their destinations. So that vehicle was somewhat kind of that sharing auto. So me and my younger son, we got into the auto and we sat there. After I sat there, I noticed there are some people in that sharing auto. And what I realized was they are not strangers. They are all families. Uh, they're actually friends to my younger son and their families. So they are all sitting, some of the families are sitting in that auto. My younger son, he is very good at sports and he is a smart kid. So those parents, the other parents who were sitting in that auto, they are having a conversation with me and they are telling me. In fact, they were praising me, you have done such a good job as a parent that your child, he is very good at sports. And when he plays sports, he does not show any kind of emotions. All his emotions are very subtle and he seems very peaceful when he's playing. And they were praising me, how did you train this? How did all this happen? So when I heard that, I simply answered them. What did I answer them? I told them, you know, we are doing just our job as parents. Our job is to guide him. We do not have any kind of effort or greatness that we can accept. It is all his efforts and divine's blessing that he's able to do this, and there is nothing from our side except for the guidance. That's what I told them. And that auto, it started to go forward, move. So what I realized was that auto was driven by a male person in the first, like when we got in. But after traveling a little while, I suddenly noticed there was a change in the person who was driving. Instead of a male, there was a female. A lady was sitting there and driving the auto. Then I saw and I thought, oh, a lady is driving the auto. Then that auto is supposed to take a left turn. Then I noticed that when the left turn, the road where we are supposed to go, that is very, very, very narrow. And I got a question. Oh, that road is really narrow. Do you think this auto can fit there? And then I thought, oh, definitely it's going to fit, nothing is going to happen. It is definitely going to fit and we are going to be safe. I was thinking very positive, and the auto turned, left side. When the auto was going on that road, we noticed that next to that narrow lane, there is a deep water resource. You can consider it as a lake, a canal. I don't know if it's an ocean, but there is a deep water source there. And suddenly I noticed that auto started falling into the water. So when the auto fell into the water, I realized, oh, the auto has fallen into the water, and I completely went into trance. Peacefully. The water is there. You are going downwards, but you are in complete trance. And you started chanting Lord Narayana's name. I'm saying Narayana. When I started saying Narayana's name, then an idea stuck to me. Why am I saying this inside? Why don't I say this out loud so that whoever is in this auto or whoever is falling into the water can listen to the Lord's name and they can be saved? So I wanted to say it out loud. So when I tried to say it out loud, some energy was not letting me to say it out loud. I am not able to say it out loud. I'm only able to say it inside of me. Then I realized, oh, I'm not able to say it out loud. Then I thought, okay, let me grab, his hand. My son was sitting next to me. So let me grab his hand. At least when I am, grabbing that hand, the energy can be passed on one to other. That way they will get Lord Narayana's energy. And then I just grabbed the hands and then I started saying again, Narayana, 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 Narayana. And I was in complete trance. So after this, in this trance state, we traveled completely to the beneath surface of that water, and we landed there. And the next thing what I realized is we are in the beneath of the water surface, and there is a long room there. It is like an open room, open hall kind of thing. And the top of that room, it is with a you can say like iron sheets or asbestos sheets, some kind of that sheet roof is there, and that completely room is open. So I told my son, why don't you call Amama and Tataya and tell them that we are safe. Um, just give them this message so that they don't wait for us. And I told him that, and I just went and sat. There were two stairs there, so I went and sat on the stairs. After I went and sat on the stairs, I noticed some lady walked towards me and sat next to me. And I do not know her. She is a complete stranger to me. Then I just looked at her and then she started talking to me. She told me, uh, I work at a place, I think she works in an office, and she was expecting a promotion in her job. So she was telling me, I was expecting a promotion in my job and I did not receive my promotion. I feel like, the people who are working with me, they are jealous of me and they are not letting me grow. So that is the reason I'm not getting a job. Then after listening to her, I told her, have complete trust in the God. He is never gonna let you down. And you do your job with complete sincerity and just let go to him and have complete trust in him. You are gonna get, if you deserve that promotion, you are gonna get that promotion. I told her, and the dream ended there. So for me, personally, when I, think of this dream, there are so many tests. There are so many states of our mind which we have gone through in this dream. We can discuss, these states of the mind, in this dream. Before that, I want to mention, so once if we reach the state of Sharanagati, or if we are in the path of Sharanagati, is there anything that needs to be done? Or you are going to be in Sharanagati, once you start reaching this stage, you're going to be always in that stage? No. What they say is, for this lifetime, once you enter this state of Sharanagati, this should be carried on for the entire lifetime. That means, you need to follow certain things like reading good books for gaining knowledge, about the, tattvam, about the divine, the qualities of the divine, and how he is gonna be with this universe, how he's gonna help us. And also, when you learn this knowledge, it is always a very good idea to share the knowledge in the right way. When we are sharing the knowledge, it's very important not to talk whatever comes to your mind. We should not give our ideas. We should give the knowledge, whatever we have gained from our gurus. That is something we need to share with others. And we should always be in satsangam, so that this state can be carried continuously. And also, we should do our dharma in the right way. When we are in our righteousness, we do the action in the right way, then we are gonna earn money the right way. And also, the desires are to be taken care of in the right way. So everything is in the righteousness that leads to the fourth state, which is called the moksha. So when you are leading this kind of lifestyle, every single day, every moment, do the action and give the result to him. Do not expect, whenever you're doing anything, and do not expect anything, and be in the dharma. And whatever you have, you share it with others, share it with the needy. When do you share it with the needy? When do you not expect, when you are sharing, when you realize that all these resources are created by the divine? We are using his resources. So when we realize this, then we can share whatever we have with selflessness. There is no expectation back. So if we can lead this kind of life, they give us all these steps to be embedded with, to lead the life in Sharanagati for the rest of the life. So this is the session for today. And if you remember the dream, we can discuss like what were the states we went through in that dream.
Thank you, Master, for the session. Should we take the testimonial, or should we go with the question and answers?
Testimony, we'll do the testimony.
Okay. Yeah, Uma garu.
Jai Hanuman Shalini Master.
Jai Hanuman.
Yeah. Um, uh, Coming to dreams, initially, when I joined Vetu Moksha, I used to listen to everybody dreams. I never used to get. Then I was like, oh my God, why am I not getting dreams? And I used to think like that. After 3 months or so, mm I got one dream, and I just got I saw one adharma in my dream. So and I released that with uh, fourth meditation, and after that I didn't get any dream. So I was waiting, when will I get dreams every day? Anuma says every day before I sleep I ask, I get a dream, but why am I not getting? I used to think like that. Then after I attended Florida retreat, and I got this pyramid pillow. So once I get the pyramid pillow, I started getting dreams almost every other day. So I was so connected with the masters through my dreams. So I most of the time I got very few dharma dreams, and I got all the time this atmasthiti dreams. What are all the things I need to change in me? I used to see all of them and used to work on them. So one of the thing that I worked on, that I also got a lot of tests. So I can tell one of the tests, that is uh, today's topic is Sharanagati, right? I got one dream in that line. One day, I was waiting outside some shopping mall with my friend and her daughter. So we both were standing there. So then what happened? One Negro boy came to us and he started talking. I was so little hesitant. Why is he coming and talking to us? And suddenly what happened? Two more guys came, and they're little kids, 10, 12 years and 16 years kids. They came to us, and they are taking away the my friend's daughter. When I see around, my friend wasn't there, and they're taking her daughter, and I was fighting with them like, leave her, don't take her, and I was fighting with them with my handbag and hitting them, and what happened? They didn't leave. So I was struggling, and I was asking for help everyone, but nobody came. I struggled for some time. After that, I said, Rama, Rama, Rama. It was like that was my goal, to say Rama when I leave my last breath. Luckily, in my dream, I could able to get that Rama word when I need help. Then after I said Rama, then the people has changed. Like they said, so we were not here to steal her. We just wanted to check, where did you get her dress, and her dress is so beautiful, and they were talking so nicely, and they left the girl with me, and they left. I was wondering, why did they come here? What are they doing? I was so surprised. After I get it decoded with one of our dream decoder, then I realized that it was a test that happened to me, and that I'm able to pass the test. And this is what I knew. The guys who came as Negroes are the masters. They came to test me. Then I realized that it was a wonderful team. I really feel happy that I'm able to tell Rama's name, call Rama's name when I really in when I was in real trouble. I felt so good. That is one of the dream I got. And another one is, I'm a big foodie. I love non-veg since childhood. I used to eat a lot of non-veg, and non-veg is the favorite food for me. Then after joining Way to Moksha, and after started doing meditation, I decided to stop eating non-veg. So then I stopped eating, and I tried for a few months, and I started again and started eating like that. One fine day, I said like, okay, I will not eat anymore, and stopped. After that, I started getting dreams. in dreams related to chicken. In one dream, I ate chicken. So then I said like, okay, after decoding, I get to know that I failed in that test. Then again, I was in the second time also I came. It came in my dreams and I failed. So I don't know how to overcome this thing. What should I do? Anuma said like we need to get that knowledge into the atma soul, so that we can overcome that issue and we can pass the test. So what I did is during 4P I used to say I'm a vegetarian, like that I used to say in my 4P. So after 2 3 tests, finally, so I passed the test of eating non-veg. So after that, I stopped getting dreams on non-veg. Like that, the Mahatma Sthiti was tested in dreams, and masters were there, and they gave me assurance that we are there with you. If you are working on that, we're gonna test you, and we'll make sure. I mean, they guide us. They guide me so much. I really feel very happy that I could able to connect to this dream world, and where some of the things we don't even realize which ones are really good or not in us, and do we need to change those things or not. But when we get the dream, we really see what are all the real faults in us. So that is a real very good opportunity for us to change and become a better person. So like this, dreams are like my it's dreams are also guru, and all the masters communicate with us through dreams, and it's really helpful for me. Sometimes I got stuck in a few things. I don't know whether whatever is happening with me or in my life, whether it is right or wrong. Is it true whatever I did is right or not? I was so confused sometimes, and I was in so dilemma. Like, yes, it is a personal issue, I cannot discuss with anyone. I used to think, and I used to ask masters, tell me I did like this, is it right? Is there anything wrong that I need to change? Like that I used to get guidance in dreams. Like, yes, what sometimes they say whatever I did was right. Sometimes they used to show me the wrongs I did in my real life. All that, it's like it's a great connection. That is the like, it's like a channel that we can communicate with our masters, and we can achieve our goals, like achieving moksha or whatever is the purpose of our life. Everything was guided through dreams. For giving this amazing tool to us, I really thank Anuma and Way to Moksha for giving this, bringing us this wonderful dreams tool to grow spiritually, and to achieve moksha. I'm really thankful for this. Thank you, Shalini Master, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank,
Magaru.
thank you, Mataru, for the testimonial. Um, Shalini Master, do you want to decode the dream that you mentioned?
Yeah, there are so many, states in that dream. Do anybody want to decode, or do you want me to decode?
Masters, some of us were in your morning class, Master, so we know.
Yeah. Who were not there in the morning session? Do you want to talk about it, or you're okay? You understood like every state.
If anyone wants to go over the dream and decode it, please raise your hands.
Okay. I think everybody understood. I don't know, but let me just explain different states in the dream. What happened. So when we were in that room enjoying with the family and everything, even though there was so much of joy and happiness, fun going on, I was able to walk out of that room all alone. And that is that is a kind of detachment. Even though you are in that complete, usually when you are in that happiness or when you are enjoying, you do not want to go away from there, right? So that is a detachment. And when you are coming into the complete darkness, you're not afraid, you're not having any kind of fear that this is a dark place or anything like that. So that is there is no fear. And they showed whatever in the life, like whatever we have, the possible attachments. It may be the pet, it may be the kids. So you are only seeing them as witnessing them. You are not, when they are leaving or when they are disappearing, there is no change of state within you. You're not thinking, why did they disappear or where did they go? Nothing like that. There is no attachment there. You're just seeing as a witness them coming and going. And when you are in that auto, those people are praising you for raising a good child. In that there is no ego, because you were able to tell them that it is only our job to guide him, and it is his efforts or divine's blessings that he is able to do that. So that is lack of ego there. And once the auto was turning, there was a positive thinking that it nothing is going to happen. Even though you were thinking positive, the auto fell into the water. In that state, you were not thinking, oh, what did I think and what happened? Instead, there was a complete state of trance and the chanting of the Lord's name, And when you were chanting the Lord's name, you just did not think only about yourself, you were thinking about others. And when you are not able to do the chant aloud, you thought even a touch, or a touch can send that energy. So all these are tests, and you are passing through in dreams. Whenever you pass through, then only you go forward. Until then, once you fail, the dream ends there. So in that trance state, once we completely settle down, I told my son to call grandparents, and there it shows a responsibility towards the elders, that you're not neglecting them, or you're not being irresponsible. You are giving them the information, or you're communicating with the adults. And after that, when a stranger comes and tells them the problem, you're not putting fuel on the fire saying, yeah, people are like this, people do this, they are jealous. Instead, you're giving an assurance that, whatever you do it and leave it into the complete trust of the God. So you are teaching her a state of Sharanagati. So once you pass all these, maybe the masters, like even the divine, he sends you into the next stage of your life. Maybe he will give you a further more opportunities, to share the knowledge what you have learned, or to share what your experiencing in your day-to-day life. How you lead your life. If you can share this with others for betterment of their lives, if they can listen to that, if they can implement that, and if they can achieve something what you are going through, that is an next eligibility. So these are all the states that were in the dream, and being in a complete trance is nothing but Sharanagati. Sharanagati means, you don't react to whatever the difficulties come in this life. You just witness them and you surrender completely to the Lord. So that is the reason I shared this dream with you, friends.
Thank you, Master. One question, Master. So, ఆయన అనుగ్రహం లేనిదే we cannot do anything, right? So, how does this and that, at what stage we go into this and how to start, how to...
Yeah, see, always without his blessing, nothing can happen. But there is something called free will. Jiva Swatantriyamu, we have that free will, right? So, in that free will, when we make use of that free will, we can do certain things. So, using that free will, you put, one step forward. Like, for example, there is a traffic light. You are waiting for the red light, and you're waiting for the green light. There is red light. So, think that green light has his anugraham, and you are waiting there for that green light. There is only red light. If you don't approach that red light, how are you going to go through that green light? So you are approaching that red light is something you are making use of your free will. You be open to him. When his blessing opens up, that's when you are going to move forward at a faster rate.
Thank you, Master. Yeah, thank you, Master, for that answer. Friends, if you have any questions, please raise your hands. We can get our questions answered by Anuma on Sharanagati and the steps we should follow in our life. Sweta Chikoti garu.
Namaste, Shalini Master. It was a very wonderful.
Little louder, please.
It was a wonderful session, Master. How to remove our blocks?
How to
Remove our block.
how to remove your blocks? For me, even I used to have a lot of blocks, and fears also. The best way I was able to get rid of the fears or blocks is through listening to knowledge, understanding the universe in a better way. When we understand the universe, the concept of universe, how everybody lives together, how the animals are surviving, how this universe is working, then when we understand the purpose of everything, we can get rid of those blocks slowly. It is not going to happen just within a day, but slowly we can work on it when we understand things, and we can work with the blocks. And dreams work, wonderfully. If you are going through any blocks, usually when you're in awareness, you see dreams. So when you dream the blocks or anything, either in the dream decoding or 4P or whatever that kind of block is, work towards it so that you can reduce the intensity of those blocks. Usually blocks come as the imprints, because when we are young or when we are in our previous lives, some of the actions when we do repeatedly, those form the imprints in our DNA. Those are nothing but the blocks. So to get rid of those blocks, you need to erase those imprints. So to erase those imprints, you need to rework in the right way.
Okay. Okay, Master. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You need to unwind those imprints.
Yeah, in a positive way, we have to, in meditation, we have to stay in a positive ways.
Mm.
Is
Yeah,
it so?
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Positive thinking, affirmations, and consciously make an effort to go forward. Then you will not have any blocks. You will get rid of these fears also. Anything, and try to the best thing what I say is also the nishkama karma. You start doing things and just let go everything to him. Then slowly all these blocks, fears, everything will settle down. Nothing will bother you.
Very nice, Master. As usual, fantastic class from you.
Okay, Mansagaru. You'll
Yeah, Master. Yeah, I'll go ahead, Master.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, friends.